It actually said, when I looked on the record, it actually said N Diamond in brackets, and I had no idea.
That
Still
it was
then
Neil.
it didn't connect. That it was, we thought it was Negus Diamond or somebody, you know, we had no idea until after we recorded it, and for publishing reasons, we then discovered it was a Neil Diamond song, which was quite a shock.
So Neil thanked you, but...
He never did, actually,
No, we didn't. No.
which
But he
peeved me no end.
But he does make it very clear that he loves
Well, he
your
gave a new
version
lease of life to his
Absolutely.
song, which completely flopped when he recorded it.
Now, whenever I think about a band that's more than 20 years old, I expect to see, let's just say, mature-looking people. But you guys have not changed at all. You really have not changed at all.
Oh, you smooth.
No,
talker,
no.
you.
I'm telling
See
the
what she's
truth.
done smooth.
No.
Hey, hey.
Robin Campbell, Jim Brown, UB40. It's good to have your company. How's it going?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
But when you do think about artists that have been going 20 years plus, do you understand what I'm saying? You expect to see a certain type of person, but you still... No, you're doing me bad now. But you've still got it in you. You're still touring. You're still
Yeah.
working. Do you know what I
I
mean?
think that's partly what keeps you young, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Being on the road is tiring, and I think ageing, but actual gigging re-injects life back into you.
And
you know.
getting crowd appreciation and, you know, when you do different, you know, countries, like you were saying earlier, you've just got back from, is it Grand Cayman?
Grand Cayman last
Yeah.
week, yeah.
Beautiful place.
Mexico the week before that.
Right.
Yeah.
So to then see artists from other countries just completely embracing your music, if you were ever thinking of stopping, when you see kind of a response like that, it's like, we got to carry on, surely.
Yeah, we're carrying on until people stop turning up for the gigs.
Absolutely.
Or until we stop turning up.
Always so, yeah.
Yeah.
45 years.
Scary, isn't it?
Do you ever think about the fact that you are still going after 45
Yeah, we try
years?
not to.
Yeah.
but-
Why? Artists come, artists go. Some artists just say, we can't do this anymore. Some artists don't stand the test of time. You've still got audiences.
Yeah, it's what we do, you know. We tour every year. We and have done since we started in 1979, 80. So, you know, we carry on.
And we are in a very fortunate position, as you say, that we can go anywhere in the world and have an audience, you know. We play arenas everywhere we go, which is a wonderful and privileged position to be in, you know. And we're not going to stop anytime soon while that's still happening.
Absolutely. So you've got this tour coming up celebrating your 45th anniversary. Now, Manchester, I'm going to assume that's a good one for you guys in terms of venue.
Yeah, and we put it in specially because we didn't play it the time before.
Yeah.
Royal Albert Hall, London, that's
That's
going
a
to
special
be,
one.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, that's going to be a good one. But I'm going to assume the one that really pulls the heartstrings and brings back some emotions is Birmingham.
Moseley, the homecoming.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'll be fantastic. I mean, we love playing the Albert Hall too. We've done it a few times, and it's always fantastic. It's an intimate show, really. It's not an arena type gig. You know, it's much closer to the audience. You can see the whites of their eyes. You know, and that's a great gig to play. But you're right, to go back to playing Moseley, the Moseley Festival site. It's not part of the Moseley Festival, but you know, it's a celebration of the 45 years, and it's going to be great fun. We started out playing in Moseley, and it's going to be great to go back there.
And it's home. There must be a feeling of,
yeah.
you know, wherever you go in the world, once you touch back down in Birmingham, it's home. So it must feel like you're, well, returning to nostalgia, really.
Definitely, yeah. Getting home is it's brilliant being on the road. It's brilliant doing gigs, but getting home is one of the best parts. You know, it's just the end of another bit of hard work.
I want to personally give you my first sighting and the first time my ears heard UB40. It was Top of the Pops with Food for Thought.
Wow,
And I can remember because
that's not possible. You're not old enough.
you charmer. Now
No,
you're
we're
being
smooth
smooth now.
now,
But at a time when reggae music was either Bob Marley or perhaps, I don't know if you remember the Susan Cadugans and
Of course.
right, okay.
You know
well,
Susan well.
This is your thing. And to have a European group singing a reggae song that sounded like reggae, wasn't washed down. Do you understand where I'm coming from when I say that? Because I can remember Top of the Pops, you didn't know who was coming on unless it was the number one. So you'd be sitting there eating your dinner and then this tune came up. So I look up and there's these guys and I'm like, this is all right now, this is all right. Tell me how that song came about. And it's the songs, Ivory Madonna. It's the words, sorry, Ivory Madonna. I've always wanted to ask, how did that come about?
Well, it's my song, and it was meant to be a Christmas song, actually, sort of an anti-Christmas song, if you like. It's about the hypocrisy of Christmas, how we're all sitting around stuffing turkey in our faces while just across the sea, in a place like Africa, people are dying of starvation. You know, that was really the
roots of it all.
Of the song, yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a double A side, funnily enough, with a track called King, which was about Martin Luther King.
I remember that very well.
And that was a double A.
Very
but
well.
They went with, on the radio, they went with Food for Thought, and we were quite happy with that.
Okay.
Because of the iconic sax line, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, it
rather
did.
than the lyrics. I think
Yeah.
most people really didn't know what the song was about.
I'm going to be honest, if I hadn't met you, I'd have probably Wikipedia'd it, but you telling me, no, it makes more sense. One other tune that had a Studio One feel for me was If It Happens Again, I'ma Leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
The horns at the beginning of that as well, I love that.
Yeah. Well, that was Brian, dearly departed sax player. Yeah, a great horn line. He also wrote the lyrics of If It Happens Again, I think. It wasn't yours, was it?
No.
It was Brian's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Brian's. And that was a song that appeared to be a broken-hearted love song, but was actually about if you vote Margaret Thatcher in again, I'm leaving the country.
This is getting very political, this, isn't it? There's going to be...
Sorry, Smooth.
No. There's going to be a few edits in this, but that's... Listen, you're speaking your truth and that's absolutely fine. What I'm really loving is the fact that once you've done Birmingham and London and Manchester, you're going off to the States.
Yeah.
The second time in a year. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't stop, really. You know, we're a touring band. When we do stop, it's to go into a studio to make another album, and then as soon as we finish the album, we get back out on the road. And of course, because we're celebrating 45 years, starting at the Albert Hall, but it then goes global, you know. And we've got not just America, but Spain. We're playing our 30th gig at the Ahoy in Holland. Where else are we? Germany, America. Yeah. We're going back to Australia, New Zealand, having just been there not long ago.
Just got back, yeah.
There's an Indian tour being talked about. There's a South American tour being talked about. So, you know, we really don't stop.
You guys
We're
are
a working band, yeah.
You're a working band. All right, come on now. Let's talk about red wine. Come on.
Go on then.
Can it be edited out, though?
Well, let me tell you my story first. It was about 5 years ago. I can remember taking my mum to see Neil Diamond at the O2. And my understanding is that Neil Diamond loves your version of Red Wine. And what really got me was you had grandmas, mums, dads, kids. Everybody was singing Red Wine. Obviously, my mum was the Neil Diamond, the other reggae version, which I want to get your story on. You know exactly what I'm going to ask you. And then the kids were singing it because they knew UB40. So just by recording that song, you gave a very nostalgic song life to a completely new generation.
Yeah, it was a bigger hit for us than it was for Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
We had no idea that he'd written it. We didn't have a clue, did we?
Absolutely no idea.
So the story
as far as we were concerned, it was a Tony Tribe song. You know, we heard the Tony Tribe version in 1969, I think it was. I've still got the vinyl somewhere. And it actually said, when I looked on the record, it actually said N Diamond in brackets, and I had no idea.
That
Still
it was
then
Neil.
it didn't connect. That it was, we thought it was Negus Diamond or somebody, you know, we had no idea until after we recorded it, and for publishing reasons, we then discovered it was a Neil Diamond song, which was quite a shock.
So Neil thanked you, but...
He never did, actually.
No, we didn't. No.
Which
but he
peeved to me no end.
But he does make it very clear that he loves
Well, he
your
gave a new
version
lease of life to his
Absolutely.
song, which completely flopped when he recorded it.
So, we've got this UK tour. when you get some time, I'm going to assume you're going to go back into the studio and do some more recording.
We're in the studio sort of concurrently. You know, we're in the studio now until we go back out on the road. We're finishing the album, which is going to be called UB45, because obviously it's celebrating 45 years. And that'll be out later this year.
What if you could put one of the most memorable times of performing, if you could pluck it out? I mean, you do a lot of performing. What would one of those concerts be? I remember, is it Nelson Mandela's 70th?
That was pretty fantastic, but even more, I'm going to get all political on you again.
Why are you doing this to me?
Even more important to me was playing South Africa after we'd observed the cultural boycott for years, and suddenly Mandela was out, he became president, apartheid was outlawed, and we were invited to go to South Africa for the first time.
Bands, yeah.
And to go there, we still hold the live record. We played 3 nights, 70,000 people each night, and it was one of those goosebump experiences, you know, when you're singing a song like Sing Our Own Song, which is about apartheid in South Africa, to have them sing the song back at you, a song that was banned and, you know, outlawed, to have them sing the song back and you know they all know the song.
Yeah.
And obviously the meaning of it. That was fantastic for me. Nothing's ever beaten that moment, really.
But there are other moments, like we played Madison Square Garden, sold out with the #1 album, #1 single in America. You know, Madison Square Garden was such an iconic venue, and we sold it out and
playing
had a
Russia
great time.
before the wall came down. You know, we played in Russia
yeah.
before when it was the Soviet Union. You know,
1986, yeah. There are a lot of highlights.
I was
It's a long
gonna say,
career,
you've
know.
had
being inducted
some-
into the Maori Nation in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, we're honorary
so
Maoris.
So you've had some great musical moments, obviously some great touring moments, but there's some great historical moments there as well that you've used the platform of reggae music to deliver, haven't you? And use that platform of reggae to put some historical points on the musical map.
But that's the beauty of reggae, you know. It's inclusive music, you know. It's not off-putting like heavy metal where only certain people would like it. It's appealing to mums and dads and young people as well, you know. It's very inclusive music.
Some people call it sunshine music, which I don't take offence to, but hearing like your stories now and a lot of the historical moments that you've had with reggae music in South Africa, with Maoris, you know, it's put a different spin on it.
Yeah, it's that you know, it's that inclusivity, isn't it? You know, that it's music it's democratic music for everybody, and I think there's a lot of bands from the 80s that sound like the 80s, but I don't think we do, because I think reggae has got a timeless, and it all sounds fresh.
But it's also true to say that around the world, wherever the sun shines brightest,
They like it, yeah.
they like their reggae. You know, they really do love reggae on every island we've ever been to. You know, everywhere in the southern hemisphere. Fiji, Tonga, wherever
We've
we've
toured
been,
all those
they
islands,
love
yeah.
reggae, you know, and that's so sunshine music it is, but that's not all it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wishing you all the best with the UK tour, with the US tour, and wherever else it is you're going, and also the albums as well. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, Robin Campbell, Jim Brown, UB40. Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you.